Hello everyone, for tbreak.com, this is Abbas, and today we're going to be looking at the iPad 2, more specifically the speed tests compared to the original iPad. We've got the original iPad here, and in white we've got the iPad 2. Now before we head on to the tests, let me just quickly show you how thin the new iPad 2 is. Let me just move the camera here. There, that kind of gives you an idea of the depth of the original iPad compared to the iPad 2. Granted, this particular iPad 2 has got a zag skin on the back, which adds a little bit, but the iPad 2 definitely feels extremely thin, extremely slick, extremely, well, up to date, for the lack of a better word. It looks amazing. It just looks great. Okay, so both of these units are powered off. Let me just go ahead and get started with booting both of them. I'm going to give the iPad a head start. Let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, let's see which one ends up booting faster. Should be the iPad 2. We obviously know that. Just kind of let's take a look at the time it takes for the iPad to boot compared to the iPad 2. Both the units are kicking off. Okay, so there we go. We already have iPad 2 booted. iPad is still booting, and finally the iPad boots as well. Okay, so let's have a quick look at, let's start off with the websites. Let's go here, and I had some Spider running on both of them. 33.15 milliseconds on the iPad versus 2182 on the iPad 2, about a third faster. Let's go ahead and load tbreak.com/tech, and same thing here, tbreak.com/tech. I don't have the best Wi-Fi. I'm still using WiMAX, so connection speeds are pretty crappy. That might end up playing a little bit in these tests, but let's go ahead and click go here and go here. We gave the original iPad a bit of a head start. Let's see how long it takes for both of them to load the sites. And the iPad, the original iPad, is chugging along. Neither one of them has showed the screen yet, but we're waiting for both of them to kick in. Come on guys. Okay, here we go. I think I saw the screen on the iPad 2 first. Yes, definitely the rendering is a bit faster on the iPad 2. Both of them are still loading. The iPad 2's got more info showing. Well, we've got one of the screens completed on here. Still chugging along. If you see the progress bar on top, the iPad 2 is a bit ahead. And we're done with the iPad 2, the iPad, okay, we're done with that as well. We started it on the iPad originally, first, so I mean, keep in mind that, it had a bit of a head start, yet it ended up finishing a bit later. Actually, let's kind of go back and scroll through it. Had a little bit of black space, none whatsoever on the iPad 2. Let's go ahead and load up a review. The Zotac 590 that kind of died on us, over voltage, killed the card. That's a separate story, but let's kind of see if we can scroll through web pages, and again you can see the iPad 2 is loading things faster. Well, we got a little bit of a speed bump here. Let's let both the pages finish loading, and then I'm going to do a scroll test. Okay, done on the original iPad, still loading on the iPad 2, so Wi-Fi does have a big thing. Okay, done on both. Okay, let's just, nice and smooth, zippy, definitely much faster. I don't know if you can see how quickly the iPad 2 is reacting. Okay, fine, let's go ahead and launch Infinity Blade. Again, I'm going to give the iPad a head start, and then we do it on the iPad 2. See, the iPad 2 is already The speaker on iPad 2 is extremely loud, much louder than the original iPad. And that kind of gave you a little bit of idea of game launches as well. Let's go ahead and do Dungeon 2 HD as well. And there you go. See, the iPad 2 has already got... Everything is very instant on the iPad 2 compared to the original iPad. Got the Game Loft logo done with and hasn't even started loading the game. Okay, there we go, finally.
Goddesses, land of fear, land of destiny. Now comes a tale born of...
Still loading that. Okay, finally on the iPad 2. So quite a bit of a difference on there. So as you can see, I mean, the iPad 2 is a lot faster, a lot zippier than the original iPad, which tends to struggle at times, especially after OS 5.3. If you're looking for speed, the iPad 2 is definitely, your choice of weapon. Thanks very much. Hope you enjoyed the speed test between the iPad and the iPad 2 in this article for tbreak.com. My name is Abbas.